special meeting on August 29th. I think 4 of you were here, and it was primarily to, correct, the tax rate that had been discussed previously, where it was just a mistake on paper, and then, do a resolution to allow me to apply for a grant for a sewer project that we may get or we may not. For the ones that weren't here, the situation on the taxes was this. The rate last year was .238, and Bridget being new and me being sick, she pulled Kathy's old numbers and actually got a number from the year before, which was .240. So the paperwork we give you all in that meeting said .240, when in fact the rate was .238 last year. You all voted to keep the rate the exact same, so the rate you voted on last month and in the corrected meeting and this month will be .238, not .240. So it was just an error on our part, and we caught it.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Rowe, second by Mr. McClanahan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? You all have seen this like 3 or 4 times. This is the second and final reading. It is not the new version that Bud is working on, but the only there'll be no change in the wording. There'll just be a change in the ordinance number at top. And whereas y'all know Bud has been off sick, he has talked to me about it on the phone twice, but he still did not get it to me in time for tonight's meeting. But it is word for word, except for the city, because it's a joint ordinance, so the county has one number and we have another. So he's just gotta make a new number for it. So, does anybody have any questions about what the change was? You remember all that? Okay. Do I have a motion we approve ordinance number 2000-28 by Mr. Chapin? Second.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Rowe. Bridget Rowe.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. McClanahan. Any more questions or discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, item number 6 is MOU agreement between Lawrence County Board of Education and the City of Louisa. The only thing that I have failed to do on this, and just realized it this evening, was to get it over to Bud where he'd been gone. I don't see any problem with you all approving it. I'll get it over to Bud tomorrow, because the only change from last year is the 20,000 instead of 10,000. And the reason for that being, if you all remember, when we started the fire science program, the first year you only had one class because students were starting from 0. So last year it was $10,000 for one class. Now this year, those students that took it last year have moved up to the second step, and the new students are coming in at the first step. So this year we got 2 classes instead of 1. So that's why the price is double. So there's no difference in the wording, there's no difference in any of the arrangements or the agreements other than the price, because we're getting 2 classes going now instead of 1. So if you all would approve that for me, I'll have Bud just to see it across his desk, just to make sure, but I see no changes other than that price.
And it's a good class.
Yes.
It's a good class.
How many kids are in it, or approximately in there?
I don't know, but I'll text him,
Oh,
half
that's
the time you leave.
That's okay.
Maybe it'll say on here better once we're not gonna do full width milling, and we're gonna do edge key milling. By far the best price is Blacktop Industries at $149.50, which includes edge key and side and driveways. And if we're gonna do milling, then these other 2 don't even offer that. Mountain's the only one that has it, and they would be $152.25 per ton, and then you'd be paying $13,500 for milling per day. But Cody, they'll do that today with all of them.
Made a Meadowbrook Lane, Boone, Fife, and what were the other ones? Where else?
Just the milling I'm talking about, they
Yeah.
would do in a day.
Yeah,
It's fast. They would do Meadowbrook Lane in 2 to 3 hours, I'd say.
yeah, the moving,
But
multiple
moving
locations.
It is, and then the rest of them be downtown.
Yeah, I budgeted a couple days.
But
just to be safe.
I feel like a day would probably get there. So what I would like to do is, if you all would be in agreement with that, is, except if we don't do full width milling, Blacktop Industries the best price. If you're gonna do full width milling, Mountain's the only one that offers it. And that's really the reason that, you know, what I've been doing the last 3 years is just partnering with the county. We use our equipment and their equipment, some of our men, some of their men, some of our trucks, some of their trucks, and the county never charges me anything. All I did was pay for the asphalt at American Asphalt, and it's 92, I think, this year per ton, if I pick it up. It's $92 a ton. So, you're paying $50-something a ton for them to put it down, you know. So what I'd like to do is just get back with you all and say, if we're gonna do no milling, then obviously Blacktop Industries is the best. If we're gonna do full width milling, then Mountain Enterprise is the best. And that's the thing, if you wanted your set trick or treat day, I think this year should be probably easy for you, but it never is. But it's on Thursday, October 31st is on Thursday this year.
Friday the 13th, let's do it.
That's a good day.
Right, this month was Friday 13th.
Oh, it's not this one.
September had a Friday 13th.
Let's just mess with everybody.
I say keep it on Halloween.
Huh?
I say keep it on Halloween.
All right.
I'm
Y'all wanna keep the same times as last year, and I do not remember what that was.
6 to 8.
It's
It's
5:30.
5:30 to 5:30 to 8.
5:30 to 8 is what you have last year.
Yeah.
I wish they'd just do it from 6 to 8, is what people have asked me to do, different ones.
It was 6 to 8
Yeah.
before, and I think last year we did 5:30 to 8 to get it.
It don't matter, they'll start at 5
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
That's
they-
exactly-
they'll come out at 4:30.
Yeah.
Actually, 6, if you're working and getting home, actually 6 to 8 is plenty long enough.
If you think about dark, what time does it, you know, the last hour of it's dark?
Get
We're
off
doing
the
5:30 to
schedule.
7:30, because it is a school night.
That's true,
Yeah, that might be,
yeah.
You just want 2
2 and a
hours,
half's long.
Yeah, 2 hours is fine.
5:30 to
5:30,
7:30.
7:30.
I have a motion that'd be on Thursday, October 31st, 5:30 to 7:30 by Gary
I'll make a
Robertson.
Second.
Second by Ms. Lester. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
The county best for the job. That's perfectly legal. You don't, it doesn't have to be the cheapest, it has to be which one's the best. And obviously, if you're gonna do milling, Mountain's the best because they're the only one that offers it. And if you're not gonna do milling, Blacktop Industries would be the best because it'd be cheap. So, but again, it's only 3 weeks to a meeting. If you give me time to get the tonnage figured up so I can see what the total price is gonna be, and then, see if the county, what that might work out to be or not work out to be. Because at that price, that's gonna be a lot of money.
And then a separate price you'll get on just milling from whatever company in central Kentucky.
Yeah. Yep, sure would. And he milled per foot of the street. That's expensive, the milling, so it's, it's moving that worst. And Fife too, down by the apartments, it needs milled too. So anyway, let me look this up. All right, and, I don't see anything else, or, for Bridget's new and been filling in for Kathy, and we've been transitioning over, she was a little bit, we've been a little bit getting the hang of it. Cause I wasn't real familiar with, all the steps either of the bank reconciliation, so we do have your budget tracking back in the packet and up to date, and we'll be able to get it for you every month. But I will say there's a couple of minor things on here that I've seen now that we've caught up and I had the time to look through it, that we're gonna need to make some budget adjustments on next month. It's nothing, anything serious, it's things where we made mistakes when we entered the budget in the computer, that just needs to be corrected. It's not anything different money-wise, it's just a correction that needs to be made. And that's the first time Bridget, she has to say it in each one of those lines, it's like, she has to say it and go in that computer and change each one of those columns from the year before. So I noticed a couple of things today that had failed to get changed from the previous year. So I'll have those ready for you next month on a spreadsheet for you to authorize us to make budget adjustments, and I'll show you where the mistakes occurred. Again, it's nothing that's gonna change anything other than it's just a number in the budget that shouldn't be there. Anybody have any questions on it?
Well, there's a lot on, it's Berry Street, I don't know what the other, it's just the grass is really grown up. But I did notice that the place on Lake Avenue had been totally cleaned, that looks very, very nice now. But,
The Berry Street's ours, actually.
where all the weeds are, next to the.
There's two, one's ours
Okay.
and one's somebody else.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, we'll get it.
someone had mentioned, had called.
On any new, so, four of them.
If you don't care, we need to look into potholes on Louisa Drive. There's a few places over there, and you're not gonna be able to do anything, but blacktop the whole thing anyway. You just wanna take a look at some of those where it's breaking up down through there.
Yeah,
I was asked about that.
we're gonna fix all,
Okay.
Berry Street.
there ain't nothing on it except those.
No, there's nothing on it, it's just an empty lot, but,
Cigarettes.
yeah.
I had kind of some preliminary plans with it, and how they want to side it, and I think they would like the man. So anyway, I just put plans on that, we'll see.
Well, it's not small enough, it's not big enough to do anything on.
It's not.
Both of them,
It's, now that they've got the other one, if they had both, they might, anyway.
One for the parking lot, I think,
It
because
wouldn't
they're
be-
supposed to have overflow for the
Yeah.
apartments.
And see, which I think is the best overall deal. It's the worst about the milling. It's already up to sidewalk. And the sidewalks ain't no good either, that's the bad thing. Over on the right side down through there, Keith,
Oh, I know, that was put in a very long time ago.
on the right side, they ain't no good. I mean, in all honesty, I thought about just taking them out.
They're very narrow.
You want to, let's accept those two bids, that if we didn't mill, Blacktop Industries was the best price. And then if we did Floyd's milling, and then obviously if I could work it out to do in-house, it doesn't matter if we don't have to take it from. That makes sense, Cody? You done this one. Alright, did you make a motion to that?
Yeah, so we'll accept them pending our decision.
Yeah, we'll accept the bids of Blacktop Industries at $149.50 if we don't mill, full width milling, and, Mountain at $152.25 for surface. Gosh, that's something I'm even saying the number.
I can second.
Yeah, second, and all that's pending on me looking at all options, to get the total cost and things. Alright, all in favor? Any opposed?
Considered recovery ready. Have we heard anything more?
I have not, Kevin. I'll be honest with
What
you.
does that mean?
The guy that came.
The guy that came, he was gonna do the city and the county jointly, wasn't he? Jason something?
I think that's what
Thank
it
you.
I haven't seen him, something, you want me to check on?
is. Yeah. Other things to go right now, but I have heard people ask
recovery ready status.
Yeah.